Picture this. No, actually live this nightmare with me. It's Thanksgiving night. You're balancing pumpkin pie in one hand and your laptop in the other. You're resizing images like your life depends on it because the Black Friday email you were supposed to schedule weeks ago, it's still sitting in drafts. Your subject line right now says insert subject line here because you forgot to edit the template. The graphics look like they were made in Microsoft Paint circa 1999. And your customer service inbox is exploding like a string of firecrackers. Welcome to holiday marketing. That is, if you don't prep ahead. I'm Laryssa Wurstiek, and for nearly a decade with my agency, Joya, I've been helping women-focused product-based e-commerce brands grow with more intention, creativity, and clarity. Round here, we're ditching the marketing formulas that don't feel like you and build strategies that actually connect. Before I dive in, this episode is the start of a whole Black Friday Cyber Monday series I'll be running from now through the end of October. Every week, I'll be unpacking a different angle of holiday marketing so you're fully prepared. And if you'd like to go deeper, I've put together my official 2025 BFCM briefing. It's a 15+ page strategic guide that serious brands are already using to stay ahead of the chaos. You can grab it at joya.com/BFCM, and the link is also in the show notes. All right, chaos is not the vibe I want for you this year. Instead, I want you sipping peppermint mochas with smug confidence and not panic typing subject lines at 2 a.m. So let's talk about the 5 things you can do right now to set yourself up for holiday success. Number 1, ask yourself, do I really even want to play the BFCM game? Here's the first big question. Do you want to participate in this weekend? A couple things to note here. This year, 2025 Cyber Monday is literally the first day of December. So the timing means that it is later in the year than it sometimes is. The weekend is also insanely saturated. Many shoppers already have their budgets and strategies mapped out for shopping for the big guys like Amazon, Target, and Best Buy. And if you're a smaller brand, ask yourself if this is the hill you want to climb. Because if you do want in, and I want to encourage you if that's what you want, you've got to be prepared. Sending more emails than you're comfortable with, having sharper messaging, making sure your items are giftable, and taking a really customer-first approach. And if you're not ready for that, that's okay too. Consider skipping the weekend and running your own promotion or not at an off time. That way you're not getting lost in the noise, and you may even catch impulse buyers outside of their big brand shopping plans. Either way, I want you to decide intentionally and keep your expectations realistic. Again, 2 emails and a last-minute plan thrown together on Thanksgiving night is not going to cut it. Number 2, know your dates and map it all out. So the calendar here, you're going to know your shipping cutoffs, and you're going to communicate them everywhere. Your website, your FAQs, in your email campaigns, social media. People need to know exactly when they can shop with you. And yes, you're going to need to remind them many times because we are all last-minute shoppers at heart. And then you're going to map out your campaigns through October, November, and December. This really is actually one of my favorite times of year to plan, because the end of the calendar is in sight. You can see the finish line, and that makes it way, way less overwhelming than, say, if you're planning in January for the rest of the year. I like to think about it like this. Chunk the calendar by weeks. Anchor each week with one core campaign or theme like gift guide, shipping cutoff reminder, self-gifting push, etc., whatever makes sense for your brand. Add in extras if you send more often. And remember, flexibility is key. And that will take some of the panic and anxiety out too, if you remember that. No brand, not even my well-organized clients, stick to a calendar 100% of the time. Of course, you need a structure, but it should bend and evolve as you learn, get feedback, and have new ideas. Know your big dates and then build around them with confidence. Number 3, audit your automations or flows. So these are the silent killers. Your welcome flow, abandoned cart, post-purchase, browse abandonment, win back, sunset flow. Those don't get a break this holiday season, even if you're taking time off. The problem with them and why I say they're silent killers is they're so often set and forget. Maybe you created these automations years ago and then never revisited them or checked that they're even working. And that's dangerous. Over time, automations can get super messy. They're like referencing old products. Maybe the triggers are conflicting. Maybe there's weird timing overlaps that make you look spammy. So give them a spot check. Even better, sign up for your own list. Walk the journey yourself. I can't tell you how many times I've done this for clients and uncovered total chaos, like subscribers signing up and getting 5 emails within 10 minutes because a bunch of flows were all firing at the same time. This is just like cleaning your kitchen after Thanksgiving dinner. If you let that food, the plates, sit in the sink too long, it gets gross and harder to deal with. Same with automations. If you never check them and you're like, I'll deal with that later, you will find something funky lurking in there. This is low-hanging fruit. So fix the mistakes now, and then you won't be leaking revenue during your busiest season. Number 4, prep your assets. That's creative and copy. So once your calendar and your flows are sorted, it's time to prep your assets. And this is where you go pro. You're going to write creative briefs for each email. That sounds fancy, right? If you've never worked a marketing job, it probably sounds pretty fancy, but it doesn't have to be fancy. Open a Google Doc and just write the send date, the subject line and preview text, or some ideas you might have for them, the copy you want in the email, and some notes on creative concepts, like maybe some images that might look good. Why do you want to do this? Because when you see the email stripped down like this to text, you can tell much more easily than when it's designed, whether it's too self-focused, too long, or not clear. Plus, it helps you figure out what assets you need way before you're in panic mode the night before you need to figure out what pictures are going to work. Say you want a more cozy peppermint mocha cafe vibe for your product photography for this email you have planned for a month and a half from now. Cool idea. I like it. But then you check your folder. It's 2 days before you had this idea, and you've got nothing that matches that. But when you're planning ahead and you make creative briefs, you have time to shoot a photo, source it. You can't do that if you're building an email the night before and you're slapping a Canva snowflake graphic on it and calling it a day. Let's give ourselves the freedom to be creative by planning far enough ahead. Number 5, test everything. Seriously, everything. And then test again. If you've prepped your creative briefs and built your campaigns ahead of time, you have space to test thoroughly. And that is really, really important. Send test emails to yourself. Check them on desktop and mobile. Click every link twice. Pretend you're Santa making the naughty and nice list, because nothing ruins the holiday spirit like a broken discount code or a link to nowhere. Trust me, you do not want your inbox blowing up with unhappy customers saying, hey, your email link doesn't work. I don't know where to shop. My code's not working. You don't want to get emails like that on Black Friday. I have seen it with my own eyes. I have seen these disasters happen to people. So it's very important to avoid them and give ourselves a calm and happy life. So we can give yourself this gift and test before the madness. That's the holiday prep plan. Will it make December perfectly smooth? No. You're still going to have in-laws, and someone will always forget to bring the mashed potatoes, right? But at least your inbox and your marketing won't be the disaster you have to deal with. So test your links, schedule your emails ahead of time, and then go get yourself a giant cup of whatever festive beverage you enjoy the most, and future you will be so grateful on Thanksgiving and afterward. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and check out my other videos for even more tips.